Welcome everybody, this is the recap of today's Bund session. It's Tuesday the 13th of August. And let's have a look first of my hypos, onto my hypos. From today big picture preparation, we see number one hypo range long levels, the level 177.54 and 177.46. And hypo 2, if we even see that increasing buy volume and holding above the higher pre-market volume edge, we look for the long with target monthly high 74 all-time high. If increasing buying volume at the month high, we look for the long or hold on to the long with targets home run. And the short side hypo 3 only with increasing sell volume and holding below the 50 level. So these were the hypos. This is what it was looked like graphically. What we see our yesterday main distribution, the overnight and the pre-market with the excess and confirmation here of the importance of this 54 level. All right, let's see how it was played out. With the open, we see that market went to the downside, testing the high but not taking out the high. We also didn't see at this moment some initiative buyers. I told you then I would not go here for the long trade, because look at the delta at this moment. This is not what initiative buying looks like. As we're reaching the high and getting to the area of the high with this micro balanced area, we don't see increase of buying volume, but responsive selling then. So that leads that the trade was not be taken and we going back to the open range low area. I said I don't trade this short because open range is already too close here and it's already only 3-4 ticks, so this is not good risk reward, not even 4, sorry. If you get into it, this is maybe a 2-3 tick change. So I didn't trade this. We say we wait, let's go back, let's go and test our level, our new pre-market edge, and there was a new pre-market edge created. I told you in the big picture preparation short before the cash open, we made some changes and see there's a new lower volume edge that we don't have to go to the 54, but you see we have a new range level at the from the pre-market take in the 177.64. All right. Once we reach then the 64 level, which actually happened here at this moment, sorry, from 917 to 920, we see the double rejection here, and then again as we tested here, even one tick lower, you see not an increase of delta, but we see a divergence, and then buyers coming in. Buyers coming in, so I enter here my position at the level 177.67. All right, I told you we stay in this trade as long as we see that the delta is on our side, and I told you also that how it looks like when you maybe got nervous as prices here could not take out the POC with the first and second try. Prices then fell back. We see some delta a little bit going down, but we staying overall in the structure. And we also see now if one pulled the stop too tight because got controlled by its emotion, then he had the problem here with this trade. Sorry, I'm back. My phone was ringing. Okay, let's see here how this was played out. We reached then target number one here with the volume edge at this moment at the 71 level. I told you if you're trading more contracts, you stay in this trade because delta is still on your side and you have now very cheap entry for not only my hypo number one, but also for my hypo number two trade. Because of course, most of the time, if we're in a bullish environment, in a bullish setting and below yesterday value high, and in a bullish market as we are in the bonds, in the future, we also have with hypo 1 a cheap entry for the hypo 2. Of course, because this is the range entry, but this can unfold and develop the same a cheap entry than for our trend. So I told you the first target we reached at this moment. So this was not an easy earned money because it took so long at this very low weak market till we reached target one. So you made your first 4 ticks here. Then the next target set is the at the moment volume edge at the 73-74 levels, which was reached in only a 1 minute later. So this was quite fast for a target number 2. Then I told you, if we see now at the high, the increasing volume, which we did, because please look at auction theory and the measurement of how markets work. as we enter, we see some small little wedge holding structure, and reaching the high of the day and the 76 of the cash, we see increasing buying volume. Do you see this here in delta and the ask bid volume difference? I think you will agree this is an increasing buying volume. So you stay in this trade. And I told you we have a few targets here. Target number 1 was already reached because our all-time high and our monthly high was the 74 level. So this was already reached as we build this holding structure, obviously. But you stay in this trade as this can become a home run. So position number 2 is taken out here at the 74, and now you already made about 6-7 trade ticks with the second and 4 with the first, so already at 10-11 tricks plus. Now you have house money. Plus, remember, you entered like me here very cheap at the 68, 67 level. You paid for this trade. You have the best cheap possible entry. And now you're in this wonderful situation. This is house money. You can leave your stop even at entry level. In the worst case, you get stopped out with a 0 with the third contract, but you got already made money with the first and number 2. So, trade developed. First, we see building some value here, setting back. There was the second possible entry then with the pullback and increase of volume again after seeing some little tiny signs of absorption and also some buyers still here and trying to keep in control. Your stop would have been here around the 74 if you entered here. So at the 78-9 level. So now we see we cannot get higher with the first attempt and the second attempt and stay at the 84-83. No reason for me to pull the stop now. So if you enter here, here, or here at this moment, you see the bulls are on your side because they take in this microstructure wedge consolidation, and you see an ongoing buying volume here all the time. Then pushing again to the low again, and then still here, ongoing buying, responsive, they buy again and try to stay in control. And you see the separation here between this distribution was built from the trend play and from the bull's control would be then around here, this LVN. So I said, no need to hurry and stay with your stop at the 75, 74 level. So you got stopped out then because bulls didn't control it anymore. You see how volume measures the success or failure of this balanced structure. As we then at this moment going down to this structure low again to the low volume node at the 77, 76, now you see, unfortunately, that they increased the sell volume, which we don't want to see, but hey, you got stuff out. This was a good lucrative trade, and we had a good lucrative trade management. And hey, if you traded the 3 contracts from my play number 1, from my hyper 1, you maybe now got stuff out as well. But you even took out with this trade now from the 67 to the 75, 8 more ticks. So that means a total of 20 ticks with 3 contracts are traded with your life. I told you with your mindset, from the technical and also from the emotional side. If you traded only 1 lot like I did today, you at least didn't lose some money. You at least stay with around flat or stay around a scratch with a 0 tick, and you didn't lose money because you kept in control of your mind and also traded it with the preparation. Market then went into a balanced mood, starting here as the failure of the trend play. We're going, of course, like in auction theory, back and crossing the whole value. We see here some responsive buying again, a little bit quick to enter, but we then build some very wedge consolidation. Then they try to play the lower prices advertises for the low, looking for cheaper prices, but got rejected here. No more continuation of the selling. This was also a weak short level. I told you in my preparation, this is not the level I'm looking for the short. Anyway, then the numbers appear, German and European, they were very, very weak for the stock, but good for the Bunds. And now we're back into the main distribution of today. So overall, nothing more to do for me after reaching this situation here. And then we're getting into the lower kind of market. So, wonderful, interesting market to learn. Today's Bund session, Tuesday the 13th. Haven't seen it now. We have seen now 2 days in a row that is a little bit slow, the market, but still taken out and reaching at least the range targets. So thank you very much for listening. This is Anton Höpfel for Manapa Trading.